That's wonderful. How has it grown here in DuPage County, you know, in terms of numbers? You mentioned that you had 32 built in the first number of years. You're looking at very ambitious to put another 15 in the next 3 or 4 years. What sort of groundswell support have you seen, of the growth there over the years? I know you're relatively new in the position, but I'm sure you got numbers that indicate how they have expanded, how they have grown.
You know, it's interesting. We were pretty steady from our founding for about 2 to 4 homes a year, as I mentioned. There were some a little more, a little less, but in the last 5 years, the land costs have risen so precipitously that we kind of hit a stumbling block. So we were very excited to come across this parcel in West Chicago and to be able to look at doing this subdivision, because it's an opportunity for us to get economies of scale by building together, and also to focus our energies on the building and less on the securing of lots or scattered site properties. So I think we can't continue to go forward building new homes and always single-family homes. We're going to have to do more rehab projects. You know, there are unfortunately a lot of more rehabs available on the market today. We're happy to do those. We've done rehabs in the past. We're going to have to look at more multifamily units and things like that. So I think the name of the game going forward is joining hands and being more creative in how we address the affordable housing problem.
And if you could, I know there was a session just this morning on your Pioneer Prairie development. Talk a little bit, if you could, on how that came about. If I understand it, also it's a bit unusual because it is a tract of homes as opposed to yours. You mentioned there's isolated single developments, other places. How did that come into being? What did
the subdivision?
Yes, correct. The entire plan.
One of our board members came across the land, and we started negotiating on that at least 4 years ago, looking at that parcel. And it was on the market for a little while. A couple of for-profit developers had looked at it, but the parcel is sort of awkwardly shaped, and the infrastructure that would be needed to serve the parcel made it cost prohibitive. You'd have to put large homes on there to be able to recoup your cost if you're a for-profit developer. But we don't build large homes. We build, modest 1,800 square foot homes. So we were able to get a lot more homes on this parcel, and it ended up working for us in a way that a for-profit developer just didn't work for. So we purchased the land, we got it zoned and annexed to the city of West Chicago, and we're ready to break ground next year.
That's great. That's great. That's great indeed. And do you have individuals lined up already in terms of users, in terms of homeowners for that tract? Are there?
Not yet.
We'll be selecting a few of the families for the first couple homes next year at the October 18th session. So depending on how we progress and how the donations and sponsorships come in, that'll affect how many homes we're able to build. But over the next 3 years, we'll build all 11 homes there. So over that period, we'll be selecting those families.
John, a little more on the application process, please. You mentioned that it's required. What would an attendee find? What would be required of him at that time?
Yeah, they just need to come to the session on the 18th, and they'll get their application there. They wouldn't need to bring anything then, but it's a pretty extensive application. They'll fill out a paper application that we give them, but also some financial information, personal information, and things that they'll have to put together. They'll have a period of time to bring that back to us. We review those, and then we interview the families and meet with the families and come to a few candidate families, and then the board will make a final decision. And then at that point, those families will start the sweat equity and that process.
Wonderful. And generally, start to finish, from the time they show up for the application meeting and until they move in, what is your time frame there?
It's going to be at least a year.
Yeah.
The application session's in October. It takes us about 90 days to select the families. And then the fastest we've seen folks earn their sweat equity is about 6 months, because typically they're working, and so they're coming out on the site on Saturdays and things like that. So plus we have to build the homes. So we're looking at fall of 2009 before folks would be moving in.
And the application process, you mentioned in October, there are other ones scattered, put out there throughout the year?
Yeah, they'll be coming up, and as soon as we have the dates after this October one, they'll be up on our website. And
the website again is?
The website is www.dupagehabitat.org.
And is there a phone number?
There is. Our phone number is 630-510-3737.
Very good. John, you mentioned there were fundraisers also during the course of the year. Anything else you want to touch on? Any thoughts on that you'd want to put out to the public?
We just finished our walk for this year. Our next big one is going to be the spring volleyball tournament. And we're also looking at doing our first gala fundraising dinner in the summer of next year. So more details on those will be on our website as well.
Sarah, you mentioned that there's a project in development stage over in West Chicago, Pioneer Prairie. A little more on that if you could, please.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We have bids out right now for a general contractor because there's a lot of infrastructure that needs to go in. We're going to be connecting our site through to the City of West Chicago water and sewer. And what's neat about that is we're going to be cutting through the West Chicago Park District. So we're bringing a true public benefit there because the Park District is going to be able to build a new splash pad and a new concession stand and be able to connect to the water and sewer that we've run. So there's a great public benefit there. And the community is going to be very pretty. We're aiming, as we said, we always aim to blend into the surrounding community, and so we've got some new housing styles and things to do that.
Yeah, and our homes were designed by Al Bloom of Bloom and Forino. And we're very excited about the homes. There's 3 home designs that will be at Pioneer Prairie. One of them is accessible. They're all Energy Star homes. And yeah, we hope that they'll blend right in with the community and the neighborhood, so nobody would, but the homes we've built, people don't pick out as Habitat homes, and we don't think these will be
John,
any
you mentioned
different.
3 different styles, 3 different sizes, I assume. What would those be?
They're roughly 1,700 to 1,800 square feet, but there's either a 3 or 4 bedroom model and 1 to 2 baths. We always do garages, but we don't do air conditioning, we don't do granite countertops, you know, it's none of the frills.
Right.
But we start with the simple basic model, and we hope that as homeowners, build the financial security that comes with homeownership. They'll be able to, fix it up, do what they like with it, to make it really their home. So.
And then it is that partnership then, and then 3 or 5 or 10 years from now, they've outgrown the facility, they wish to move up. There is an equity then that they've built into it.
Yeah,
also.
absolutely. And we do a lot. We know people who don't know Habitat have questions about our model. If you didn't know that we sold the homes instead of gave them away, you might wonder who's coming in next door to you. So we always make sure that we alert the community and invite them to hear more about Habitat, and we definitely did that in the case of Pioneer Prairie. We sent letters and invited folks to a public session, answered all their questions one by one, and we'll continue to do that because we want folks to feel good about the Habitat homeowners that are moving in their community. So it's a big part of our process.
And John, one more time, you did it so well the last time. the website and phone number if you could. If people want to know more about Habitat to volunteer, or perhaps somebody become involved in it as a homeowner, where can they find you?
Yeah, and I'll just we're real excited about our new website, and we just launched a new website, and it's got all the information on the application session and what we're doing. And that again is www.dupagehabitat.org, and the phone number is 630-510-3737.
And there's a street address too. I know you're in Wheaton. You're on Wheaton Avenue.
We're right down the street at 213 South Wheaton Avenue.
The corner of Wheaton and Will. Yes,
And
sir.
in addition to, if folks want to come to our website, we're happy to go on the road. So if folks would like to think, oh, this is something my company might like to be involved in, please give us a call or send us an email. We'd be happy to come out and make a presentation.
I'm sure presentations also to various church groups or
Civic
groups.
groups.
Civic groups.
We
and
are
town groups in
mobile.
town.
We'll take it on the road and talk to folks about what we're
Very
doing.
good. I appreciate it. Once again, our guests today on Chat with the Mayor have been from Habitat for Humanity. They are Sarah Brachle. Sarah is the Executive Director, and John Peterson. John is the Business Manager for them. Again, visit the website, find out more about them. I'm Mike Gresk. I'm the Mayor of Wheaton, and we'll see you around town.